Hello, I am Madison Allison, and you can find me at Allison Second Grade on my Twitter. My professional life, I am a second grade teacher at Friendship Elementary School in the Southern York County School District. I just completed my full first year of teaching. I'm a graduate from Millersville University with my degree in early childhood education and special education. My personal life, I am a fur mom to a chocolate lab named Bear. I am a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I love to hike and be outdoors, find antiques, go to the movies, relax at the beach, and my favorite cartoon character is Scooby-Doo. Why am I interested in STEM? I want to prepare my students for the 21st century world, have engaging lessons in my classroom, and create a learning environment where my students are in charge. I am just the facilitator, letting them learn on their own through discovery and have that real world application. This was a quote that I found really interesting that you can read, but it really took upon what I felt was my operational definition of STEM. Developing learning opportunities that integrate science and mathematical content standards with the use of technology and design engineering to demonstrate and practice their understanding. I really went off of Stacy Green and her example that was given in the Vasquez book because it just really hit those science, math, engineering, and technology standards all together in one activity, which was I found really amazing. Also, after watching the STEM integration video, that we should be using those next-gen science standards, and we're no longer teaching them separated, but all together and connected, and really highlighting what those connections are in our teaching. Something that I've done in the classroom is we have repurposed crayons. So we research the effect that crayons have on the environment and how they create the sludge. And then we brainstorm ideas on how to repurpose them, like creating art and conducting science experiments. The experiment we decided on which crayon would melt the fastest, and we timed it. And then we also created arrays using graph paper, filled those arrays with crayons, and then the broken crayons. Then we found the area and perimeter of those different shapes. Then we actually took those crayons out of the arrays and put them into molds into clay to then create art and use as a mosaic. Here's a big picture from that day that you can go back and look at then later. And please feel free to email me or message me if you have any questions about this project, if you want to use it in your classroom. So based off this chart, in science, we were asking questions about states of matter. What does it start at? What does it end at? What element is added to change that state of matter? Engineering, plan and carry out the investigation, which was how can we determine what crayon will melt the fastest? Technology, we use a stopwatch to determine the time that it took for the crayons to melt. And then also with math, we made sense of problems and persevere in solving them. So our problem is, how can we repurpose crayons? And then also model with mathematics when we took the crayons and put them into an array and then found that area and the perimeter of them. Something else I use in my classroom is a STEM bin, and I added a link here. It's a great blog that a teacher does, and she created these STEM bins that are great early finishers and stations that I use in math. You should really if you have a second, take a chance to check out that link. Why is STEM education important? So according to Neil deGrasse Tyson, our students are the drivers of tomorrow's economy, and if we're not incorporating STEM into our classroom, we are leaving them behind, and the world will go on with or without them. So just by teaching them these standards, we are establishing a wiring in their brain that results in this critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Even if they don't remember what the content was, we're still changing the wiring of their brain. We are letting them become literate in these two different areas, which makes them become problem solvers. And companies are looking for these innovators. At the bottom, I also took something from STEM Integration, the video, about that we are relating these educational standards to their own personal life, which then will relate and create future careers for our students, which is our number one goal. So my goals for this classroom is to prepare my students for the 21st century world. I want to incorporate STEM also into ELA. I want to develop these project-based learning opportunities and creating an environment where my students are in charge, and I want them to learn through discovery and have that real-world application. And I want to develop assessments to determine if my students are understanding and actually achieving these goals. And these are the resources that I got all these information from if you want to take a look closer at them. Thank you so much.